Hello students, in this video I am going to tell you data frame, data structure of pandas. Data frame, data structure of pandas. As you have already very well familiar with the data structure series, which is also the belonging to the pandas, and this is another data structure, that is the data frame. Okay, so in this video I'll tell you how the concept of the data frame, how you can create data frame. You will be able to know that what are the elements of the data frame. So you can mention here that you will come to know concepts of data frame, data structure, second, elements of data frame, and how you can create, how to create data frame. Okay, so now let us see what is the concept of data frame. Okay, so now already mentioned to you in previous videos, it is already explained to you what is data structure. Data structure is nothing but the representation of the data, okay, to the users, right? Representation of the data to the users. So if you have a collection of data, so as you know very well, you have very well experienced, because many data structures you have used, like list, dictionary. In database management system you have also worked with the tables. So that concept will be very well clear in your mind and set in your mind, that how many ways we can represent the data. We should have data only, and that data we can present in any way, right? So let us see how we can present the collection of data in the form of data frame, data structure of pandas. Okay, so pandas displays through data structure, data frame, we can display the data in the tabular format. Okay, data is displayed in the tabular format. Okay, you can say that data is displayed in the rows and columns. It is represented in the form of tables. That also you can mention. First of all, you may write here that the data contained by the data frame is the heterogeneous. That is already mentioned to you. The data is represented here is the heterogeneous data structure. Okay. Data is, it holds the heterogeneous data. Okay, data is represented in the form of table. Data is represented in the form of table. Means you can say that the data is represented in rows and columns. Rows and as a table word comes, so this should be very well set in your mind that it will be the collection of rows and columns. Collection of rows and columns. So data frame displays the data in the form of rows and columns, right? Now this is the size of the data frame is mutable. Okay, size is mutable. Size mutable mean to say you can add new row. Okay, new rows. You can add new columns. You can remove rows. You can remove columns. Means any type of editing you can do with the data frame because it is mutable, right? In case of series, you have seen it is the homogeneous data structure, and you are not able to, it was not mutable right now. So you can change the add new row, add new column, remove rows, remove columns once data structure is created, and after that you can do these operations on data frame, and you can change values also, right? You can change values, can also be changed, right? Data of data frame can be changed. Okay, any mathematical operation we can also do with the data of the data frame. Mathematical operation can be done. Okay, and as all these features you have already learned and you are familiar about the data frame, data structure. So let us see, this represents the data in the form of table. So how it looks like, this data frame represents the data in the form of rows and columns. So how it looks like. Okay, so now see, suppose you have to display the data of employee like EMP number. You have, why I am giving this example, because this data structure you have used in MySQL as a sample data, sample table. So you are very well familiar with all the data of this this table. Okay, so EMP number, E name and salary, this three fields, and the EMP number is 101, 102, 103. Okay, and E name, suppose any name we have given here, right? This is salary. Okay, so now you can see here that there in data frame, right? It is similar to the Excel sheet. Okay, it is, you are familiar with the Excel sheet. Okay, Excel sheet, how Excel sheet looks like. Excel sheet is the collection of rows and columns, right? This is the, and there is row heading and column heading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, D, right? And each cell, okay, each cell is recognized by its column name and the row number. Okay, each cell is cells are holding the data in the Excel sheet, and each cell, if you have to access the data, if we need to access the data from the Excel sheet, then we are using the address of that cell. So one cell address is formed using the column name. Like if we are going to use this cell, so C, it will be formed as C4, right? Means column name, and row number represents a cell in an Excel. Okay, represents a cell in Excel sheet. Okay, column name and row number represents the address of or a cell which is the intersection of rows and column in Excel sheet. That very well familiar, all of you have very much very well, you have many work you have done with the Excel Microsoft Office package. Okay, so you are very well familiar. So now how it is similar to this data frame is similar to Excel sheet. Okay, now see how this data frame is similar to the Excel sheet. Now let us see. You will find out that here the various data is represented in the data frame. Okay, one more thing, see, as you know very well, data you can represent in single variable also, you can represent the data in list also, you can represent data in dictionary also, you have represented data in series also, right? So this idea you might have that if you have a collection of data, so you may think that how to arrange the data, right? And the very important thing is that you must have the sense to arrange the group the similar data, right? Suppose you have employee number, so you can say that this employee number is a group of data, same type of data. E-name is the same type of data and salary is the same type of data. And in Excel sheet it is in MySQL, in table you are knowing very well that each row represents one entity, one person's data, and column represents the same type of data for different entities. Right now, so this is very well clear to you. So now let us see what is the content of the data frame, right? What you can see here, this is called index number. Index number. This is provided by the system. This is default 0, 1. It starts with 0 until the as many rows will exist. And this is the default one. Okay, this is default, which is provided by default number provided by system. Okay, this is provided by, automatically provided by the system. And same thing happens for the columns also. When you will create the data frame, that time you will realize it, that time you will come to know that if you will not provide column name also, right, if you will not provide column name, then the column names will also be have the default it will be assigned with the default number, and it starts with 0, 1, 2. If you will not provide this e-name, EMP number, e-name and salary, so by default system will provide 0, 1, 2, okay, and so on. Clear? So because this 0, 1, 2 is not informative, so that's why the names are given, and you will see that how to provide the names to the column. Okay, and this is called the column name. Okay, this is column name, right? So these column names are representing the columns, and these row numbers are representing the rows. One thing I'd like to tell you, that you can rename to the index as you have done in series. Okay, now this index number can be labeled, right? Index number can be labeled. Okay, we can provide the index number, also we can provide the names. Okay, so now, and what are these? These are the data. Okay, these are the data which is represented in the form of rows and column, right? So you can say that each data, okay, each data in the data frame having their specific address, just like in Excel sheet each data is represented by a unique address. Suppose if you have to mention this cell, so it is C4, this cell can be represented by C4. Okay, similarly, so how this can be represented, this value, how you can access, or if you have to change, or if you have to do something with this value, then how you will refer this, how you will refer the syntax we will come to know later on, but now you just logically tell me that how you can refer this BB. So here column name and row number. As I told you, in data frame also we are referring the data same as in Excel sheet we are referring. So E name and the first. So you can say that this can be recognized in the data frame, whatever will be the data frame. So this is E name and the number is 1. Clear? E name and number is the address for this value. Clear? Now once again I would like to mention all the things what I have mentioned for the data frame. Data frame is what? Data frame is a tabular structure. Data in the data frame is represented in the form of tables, in the form of rows and columns, in the form of tables. Each column contains the same type of data. Each column contains the homogeneous data. You can say that each column is containing the homogeneous data. Means if EMP number is containing 101, 102, if it will contain the numbers, it will contain number only. Each column is containing the homogeneous data, right? And row is containing the heterogeneous data. Clear? So you can say that collection of series can be joined in this way to form a data frame. Clear? Collection of series we can use to form a data frame where the series is represented in the form of columns, you know very well. And series is also in series also there is index numbers. Clear now? And here the multiple columns are consecutively represented in the form of row columns, and each column's value is representing a row, right? And this is the row number which is used to extract the rows, right? And these are the data which is visible to you. So this is the data frame. Now after representing the data in the form of data frame, you can do any kind of operation as you have done in the database management system in MySQL, or any operations, any kind of mathematical operation, any kind of manipulation you can do with this data once you will represent the data in the data frame. So first let us see how we can create this data frame, right? So syntax to create the data frame. Now for this you must have to remember the content of the data frame. Okay, so now let us write the syntax to create this data frame. Okay, so now pandas dot data frame, as you know that same as in series the series constructor method you have used. So this data frame is also constructor method, right? Data, okay, data, then index, then columns. Okay, apart from these three, more two arguments are there, D type and copy, that we will talk later on. Your concern is with this data, index and column now. So we will see these three argument of the data frame constructor. Okay, so now let us see this data. Okay, this data, how you can represent the data, what can be represented in the form of data, what you can mention in place of data. Okay, so data, there can be a list, you can use the list to provide data to the data frame. You can use dictionary to provide, data to the frame. Okay, now you can provide series which you have just now used, series data structure, which is the data structure of the pandas, and NumPy ND arrays, and NumPy ND arrays and any other data type. any other data structure. Okay, so you have to first be familiar with the list, dictionary and series NumPy array, and after that you will by yourself will come to know how to create by using the any other data structure. Okay, so now this data is well clear to you that what can be mentioned in place of the data to form the data frame. Okay, now index, when you would like to provide the name to the index, okay, when you would like to label to the index, then you will use the index argument parameter, and when you would like to give the name to the column, then you have to use the columns. Okay, so now let us see the example how you can create a data frame, okay, by using this data frame constructor method. Now we will create a data frame. Now we will create a data frame using list. Okay, create a data frame using list, right? So for, as you know very well, that you must have to import pandas as PD is the alias name. Okay, and we will write here df is for the data frame equals to PD dot data frame. Remember that when you are going to create the data frame, this is the constructor method, so you must have to, D should be capital and frame F should be capital. So here we will mention, we are just going to create by just mentioning the data. Okay, so I am going to mention here 10, 20, 30. Okay, this 3 value I have provided. As you know very well that list is represented in this form. In place of directly writing this list values, list object, you may create the list object before and you can mention that object here also. Clear? And after that you use the print statement to print df. What output you will get? Let us see. Output will be displayed 10, 20, 30. Here 0, 0, 1, 2 and 0, right? So you can see here how it is represented. Each element of the list has formed one row. Each element of the list has formed one row. Okay, means each element is represented one row, right? So it has formed one column. Clear? So element is represented one row and one individual list has formed one column. One individual list has formed one column. So now let us see how we can, let us change this so that you will come to know that how you can add multiple columns here, right? So the same, just make this comment line and create df equals to pd dot data frame. Okay, and this is your list. Now 10, you represented 10, means this is going to represent one row, this one element. So we are going to mention with this element 10 and AA. Okay, now in place of 20 we are going to put another list 20 BB. Then third list, that is 30 and CC. Okay, now let us print this, print df, how it will be represented. So as I told you that this is forming one row, so 10 and AA will form one row, 20 and BB will form another row, 30, and CC will form another row, right? And how this will be labeled, the column name we haven't provided here, and index number 2. So what will be the here will be the column name, the default number 0 and 1, and row numbers 0, 1, 2. Okay, right. Now let us see how you can, this is clear to you, this output, how it will be displayed, right? So remember that each list, if you are providing a single list, so each element from that single list will represent one row, each element one row, and it will be represented in the form of single column. Okay, so if you have to display the list, through list, if you have to display in the data frame in multiple columns, right? So you have to mention that how you will form a column. Clear na? So these are the rows. Rows are represented in this form, so you have to always set in your mind. Okay, you can provide column name also. Okay, later on also you can provide, or in continuity you can also provide in the same syntax. So just I am going to put here comma, okay, comma, and then mention here index, right? Index equals to first, comma, second, comma, third. Clear? Comma, and columns equals to, suppose, roll number and name, right? It's not necessary that you must have to provide the column name and index both. It's upon your choice. If you don't want to provide index, so write columns only. Okay, write columns only. If you don't want to provide columns, so mention for index only. So what will be the output here? Let us see. No, very well known to you, 10 and AA, 20 and BB, 30 and CC. These are the data which will be represented in the rows and columns. What will be the index? First, this will be represented as first, this will be second, and this will be third. And columns name will be roll number and name. Okay students, so do practice, collect the collection of data, put it inside the list, and make the data frame to represent the data in the list in the form of tabular format, and practice with the providing index and providing column. Clear? Okay, thank you students.